Limits of the Flesh, Chapter 86, Fantasy Fiction by Azazyel. Days passed, and things in the more civilized sections of the underworld in the area of the new Satans had basically returned to working order, with devil clans dealing with their own issues in their territory, so they didn't dare to mess with me, who was being named the new Lucifer due to having the bloodlines of the 4 previous true old Satans. After my Rendevous with the mothers of the DXD cast, I kept my head down a good bit, doing easy stuff like playing Mario Kart with Milicas, Rias, and Koneko. I just relaxed for the last few days with nothing happening until the date of the peace conference arrived. Alright. I spoke aloud as I looked at my entourage. EI, and Medusa, you two are my bodyguards. Graphia, you and Sequoia will be my attendants. While Arsyud is hiding in my shadow next to my soul. I recited with my lips twitching at the lineup coming with me to this peace conference. The ladies nodded, and I thought, I need to make Kiba more powerful. He is a bro, but he cannot stand at the level of everyone else, even with his balance breaker after killing Valpur. I shook the thought away as a bright light engulfed my vision, and we were teleported from the underworld to America. To the city of Sin in Las Vegas, which was a famous supernatural hotspot as a more neutral area, and the neighboring desert was the perfect place to murder anyone you got into a fight with. Holy shit. The more recent flood of alien sightings in the desert was literally people catching the supernatural fighting, haha. I couldn't help chuckling at the mental realization. We had landed directly into the opulent waiting room of the major casino that was acting as the hosting ground for the event, and as I took in the surroundings, I blinked, seeing 2 angels with resplendent glowing wings standing in front of us with a human between them. Lord Gremory, we welcome you to the Ultra Luxe. All accommodations are made for your party to relax in one of our penthouse apartments. The human man bowed his head, and then he inclined his head towards the 2 angels. One angel was male and the other was a woman. Both had sunny golden hair and were works of art in how beautiful they were, but I was more focused on their words as the male angel spoke gently. Lord Gremory, Lord Michael is ready to meet you at your earliest convenience. I nodded and then said frankly, very well, tell the Saint of Soldiers that I will meet him in 5 minutes to have my entourage settle in. The angels bowed their heads, and with a flutter of their wings that made me really want to scan those beautiful things that were so alike Akino's old wings. They then left the room with the human leading us to our penthouse, while also pointing out the meeting room Michael was scheduled to meet me in before the actual peace conference began. We just loitered around in the opulent penthouse the massive casino had given to us, and I talked with Graphia about what to expect from the angels in particular. They are both simple and not to deal with most of the time. They, being angels, can be held up to a standard of honesty even if they can bend the meaning of their words slightly. But they also have an innate kindness that cannot be understated. Also, it was good that you didn't just immediately agree to meet Michael. If you did so, that would have either made you look desperate or tried to appear far more friendly than you should as a devil. She continued. My lips twitched, and in response, a horn grew from my forehead as I pulled at my unicorn bloodline, and Graphia's form for a split second went loose as the comforting feeling of my gentle and inoffensive holy energy covered her as I non-verbally reminded her something very important. I was a devil by convenience. Hell, I could literally become a dragon at will if I wanted to. But I kept my humanoid form to match the people I loved. Wonder how they will react if I walk in like a saint, with holy energy wafting off me. I said with some amusement, making the girls snort, with EI tilting her head to the side to ask with some confusion. I like your unicorn horn. Why not just keep it on to make them feel good as well? So then we had to explain how making anyone magically feel anything purposefully wasn't a good idea, as that could lead to being accused of trying to direct their thoughts. So with this supposedly to be a informal meeting and not official, I didn't take my whole entourage and only took EI and Graphia with me, leaving Sequoia and the tall form of Medusa, who was in her Gorgon form ready for battle if necessary, in the penthouse. Walking into the meeting room, I saw there was a table separating 2 sets of seats on both sides of the table, and seated on one side of the table were 2 angels. One obviously being Michael, whose wings glowed with gentle light and his holy energy filling the surroundings. And the other one, wearing a tight-fitting ornate outfit that clung to her voluptuous frame, was obviously Gabriel, due to her being the only female archangel. Michael, Gabriel. It's nice to finally meet you both. I said, inclining my head towards them in respect, and they both smiled and stood up with Gabriel's massive knockers bouncing a bit with the motion. No, it's only right that we meet sooner rather than later as the respective leaders of our factions, Michael said softly, and after a bit more platitudes as we made short talk, Gabriel got into the meat of things. Jake, we have a major endeavor to ask upon you, Gabriel announced softly, and I focused on the beautiful angel as she continued. We hope that with your talents, you can allow angels to copulate consensually with love and not fall due to bits of lust touching upon their soul. In order to reproduce. And then I opened her mouth up and my mind flatlined. You wish for my master to impregnate you?